Good morning, everybody. My name is Jovi Gliotti. I'm the senior council member here in Taneytown. The mayor and everybody else are away at the MML convention, so you're stuck with me. I hope everybody's enjoying this beautiful weather. I want to encourage everybody to keep in your prayers the people who are in the path of the hurricane that's coming up the coast. And I'll keep it short and to the point this morning. I want to welcome everybody. And I want to turn you right over to Nancy McCormick. Everybody give her a round of applause for everything she does.
Next month, we're going to have Matt Blake. Matt, raise your hand. From Blake Consulting. He's going to talk about the buyer-seller dance. So that should be interesting. And then for December, we have not the children's chorus this year, but the children's chorus of Taneytown Elementary. That's going to entertain you. So that's our Christmas show. So everybody enjoy that. And we thank you for coming. We're going on 20 years in January. So we thank you guys. Hope you made a friend or a connection with the business or found somebody that you haven't seen in years, and we've had that happen too. Oh, I've been looking for you. There you are, Anyway, we're going to start to pass the microphone around. Betsy's got a mouthful. And what we want to do also is Thunderhead is celebrating 40 years. We want to thank Karen, her staff, Jody, Mark Kraus, who come up to the plate and been outstanding partners. Last Saturday, our Harvest Fest got rained out, and the park was a flood. They invited our vendors to come up here, which I thought was great. Good partnership. We have Silver Oak here also. So we want to celebrate and thank them for all the time. Karen gets up at what time? You don't want to know. But anyway, we thank you all for coming. Bets, you want to start?
Good morning. I'm Betsy Baker, and I'm a volunteer in town. I belong to the chamber. I work with Silver Oak. I work with Nancy when there's something left to do. And I have a really good time. So if you have any questions, give me a holler.
Morning, everybody. Patrick LaRue, First Step Home Inspection, your one-stop shop for all your inspection needs. We can handle anything from your radon inspections to your water inspections, your first-time buyer inspections, home maintenance repair inspections. We got you covered. Give us a call. Let us come out and check out. Make sure everything's looking safe and secure throughout your house. Patrick LaRue, First Step Home Inspection, helping you take that first step with confidence.
Well, love it. I was very confident.
Hi, I'm Joyce Mahoney. I'm the Executive Director of the Sober Truth. We're the local substance abuse treatment program right here in Taneytown. And I know it's always doom and gloom with me, so I'm not going to go there. Today I have some flyers on the table. We're having our annual dinner, and I want to point out that First Step, George's of York, and several other businesses locally have supported us this year, so we really appreciate that. That money helps us to buy the very expensive educational material. And I don't see Eric because he's away with the doggies, but he is working on, he's got 2 vans that he's going to make one out of so that we can transport clients. So we're very grateful for the help that we've received. So there's information on the table, so thank you.
Good morning, I'm Wilma Brown, and I am a consultant with Rodan and Fields Dermatologists. If you want your skin to look good and keep it nice, start in the early time of your life. Thank you.
Good morning, Donna Jean with WTTR. Have a question. How many of you would like to advertise your business to your target market zone in Carroll County? How many of you would like to do that on the number 3 rated FM station in Carroll County? All your hands should be up because that's WTTR. We are the number 3 FM station in Carroll County, competing against all the Baltimore stations. So if you want to advertise, talk to me.
Morning. I'm Richard Titus. After almost 25 years practicing law in Westminster, Governor Hogan appointed me a judge of the circuit court in town. All things being equal, I'm on the ballot this November. I'm asking for your vote. Would love to hopefully earn your vote this fall. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Marlene Titus, Carroll Community College.
Good morning, I'm Melissa Fabel. I work for Members First Credit Union. I manage the branch in South Hanover, Pennsylvania. Members First, we are a credit union that is located in South Central Pennsylvania. We have 61 branches in Pennsylvania. We don't currently have any branches down here in Maryland, but we are coming down more into Maryland and doing more business into Maryland. So if you're interested in any information, let me know. All of our accounts are free, our personal accounts and our business accounts. Thank you.
I'm Jesse Johnson with Brewery Fire. This upcoming Wednesday, we have our zoning hearings appeal. So if you want to come out and support us, it's 7:30 at Town Hall. If you don't want to support us, I got paid yesterday, so I can afford a few tickets from Southwest to give you a paid trip to Florida. But thanks for letting me be here today, and we're going to be right there at the end of the old Curves building. So, Lord willing, in about 6 months we'll be there.
Good morning. I'm Orion Case, Director of Development with the ARC Carroll County. We provide a number of services and programs throughout the county for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. I want to highlight that we have a flagship fundraising event called the Capital Steps. We bring them here at Winters Mill High School, and proceeds benefit our programs. So information is right there on the table, or just let me know. Thank you.
Hi, Chris Ahalt with Denbo Jones. We're a full-service public accounting firm. Individuals, nonprofits, businesses, audits, taxes, you name it, we do it. So if you have any questions, feel free to talk to me. Thanks.
Hello, my name is Allie Sartori. I'm with Strategic Factory in Owings Mills. We're a full-service marketing firm, so anywhere from print, promo, signage, we do vehicle wraps. Anywhere where you want to promote your logo, we can do it for you.
Good morning, I'm Jenny Adcock from Francis Scott Key, and Allie is a graduate, so it's always nice to see our graduates in the business world. I'm going to put a couple things on the table as well. We do have, I help out with the Uniontown Ghost Tour. We put that on every other year, so that's coming up on October 20th. That's a really fun event from 6:30 to 9. You get to walk around Uniontown and go into some of the homes and hear some of the haunts and stories from those homes, so that's kind of neat. We are looking for anybody who might be interested in giving us something that we can raffle off, and all proceeds go to the Uniontown Historic Preservation. And then also, we are bringing back our Friday Pride Days at Francis Scott Key, so we have tried to put some character ed initiatives into place to encourage students to be present and to come to school and to, we had just had our Spirit Week last week, and we had the best attendance because kids love coming during Spirit Week and they get to dress up and there's a lot of pride. So we're bringing those days back and we're looking for sponsors. So I'll leave some information. You could even be a sponsor with as little as $25 to help promote some of those events. So I appreciate your support.
Hi, I'm Terry Smack, Terry's Tag and Title Service. We have 4 locations in Carroll County, one in Baltimore County, one in Howard County. But just important, I know everybody's busy, but our store in Union Bridge actually stays open until 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. So if you guys get into a jam and need your tags, that store is open till late. Thanks.
Good morning. I'm Kristen Zimmer. I'm a certified senior advisor as well as owner of my company called Wind Chimes. We provide a free service to seniors and their family in the area who are trying to navigate next steps, whether that be into an independent living community, assisted living, memory care, or long-term care center.
My name is Joan McInerney. I'm a licensed clinical therapist, mental health professional. I've been in private practice for 20 years. I'm just recently retiring that practice, and I've joined Wind Chimes to assist families as they transition their elderly loved ones into community settings.
Good morning, I'm Tony Eckert from Carroll County Public Library. I'm filling in for our branch manager, Jillian Dittrich, who couldn't be here today. But Jillian wanted me to report that next Friday night, Friday evening, the 19th, the branch will be hosting a trunk or treat night. So if you're into Halloween, which seems that many people are, this is an opportunity to promote your business. You could drop off treats, candy at the library, or better yet, you could bring your vehicle to the library. Just need to register with the branch. You could park your vehicle in a reserved space and then distribute treats to the children. We expect about 100, so keep that in mind and give the branch a call if you're interested. Thank you.
Good morning, Albert Whitestone, a certified life and leadership coach with the John Maxwell team. I've been doing this for about 7 years. Spent over 30 years as a leader in the IT world, working for companies with Microsoft, Symantec, VMware, EMC, just to name the few. One of the questions I have for the leaders in here, if your team was a volunteer organization, would they still follow you? If not, we need to have a conversation. Again, Albert Whitestone, a certified life and leadership coach with the John Maxwell team.
Hi, I'm Lindy from Gizmos Art. We do framing, we restore paintings and photographs, we transfer media, and I appraise just about everything. This week I've appraised a trailer, a Picasso, and some antique china.
Good morning. My name is Frank Norris. I'm a residential loan officer with AC&B Bank and New Windsor State Bank, or we go by the acronyms now, AC&B and NWSB. I've been in the business for 15 years. The bank's been in business over 125 years, I believe, total. We have 27 total branches, most of which are in Pennsylvania, but with the acquisition of New Windsor, we are down here. I have offices in Taneytown, Mount Airy, and Westminster. If you are looking at purchasing a home or refinancing, or know someone is, you want to act now. The rates are climbing daily, and things just seem to be getting worse in that regard. So if you're on the fence, now's the time to get off and do something about it. Thanks.
Hi, Chris Ohanian, Infinity Global Travel, full-service travel agency here in Taneytown, and happy to say we're celebrating 20 years in business. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I'm Rebecca Prihoda, and I'm a relationship manager and business development officer with Members First Federal Credit Union. I'm one of Melissa's business partners, and she already went this morning. But as a credit union, Members First is able to typically offer better deposit rates, lower loan rates, and a lot less fees than a commercial bank. So if you're seeing those types of things, fees on your statements, we would love to get together. If you haven't had a financial review in a while, we'd love to take a look at that and see if we can assist. Because we do consider ourselves local, we're doing a lot of business here in Carroll County, even some right here in Taneytown. We also, some cool things about us is that we can potentially loan up to 100% loan to value on our home equity loans and lines of credit. We also have no prepayment penalties whatsoever on our commercial loans, and we have no minimum balance requirements whatsoever on any of our deposit accounts, consumer or business. So we'd love to get to know you, and thanks for being here. Thanks for allowing me to be here as well.
Good morning. Hi, I'm Kelly McKee. I'm the exclusive agent and owner of the McKee Allstate Agency in Hanover, PA. We serve Maryland and Pennsylvania, and all of you, many of you, if you're headed to Sam's Club now or up to Hanover to shop, you're probably passing by my agency. What I like to say is that I help you to protect everything on your key ring, your auto, your home, your business, and actually, even more importantly, the key to your heart for life insurance. So I would love to get to know you. And one of my questions is, when was the last time you had a conversation with your insurance agent? When I ask that question, it's pretty rare. When you're with me, it's all the time. So Kelly McKee with Allstate.
Good morning. I'm Jean Burgess with No Worries IT. Nancy, she's mouthing No Worries IT. I hope that's good. We serve small businesses and nonprofits with their technology and network security needs, and that's really important in this environment right now. Because if any of you have been hacked or have gotten ransomware or even heard ransomware, you know that's bad. So please think of us, or if you know a business that doesn't have an IT provider, it's really now is the time to get somebody professional to at least do a free assessment. Thank you.
Good morning, Ann Bollinger with Barnes Bollinger Insurance Services in downtown Westminster. We've been around for quite a few years. We take care of all lines of insurance. I'm also very very active with Shepherd staff and with hospice. The next thing coming up is a dinner dance for Shepherd staff. It's Saturday, October 27th. There are a few tickets left, just in case. Wonderful cause, great fun, and great music. Thanks.
Good morning and happy Friday. I'm Karen Pelton. I'm with Carroll Community College. We're excited that we just celebrated 25 years of being an independent college. We're very proud of that. For those of you that didn't get the breaking news at the Carroll County Times a week and a half ago, we also revealed our mascot. Very proud that we'll finally be having some sports teams, implementing an intercollegiate sports teams in the fall of next year. Starting with cross country and soccer, and then following up the following year with lacrosse. So we're pretty excited about that. Also a plug for our Starry Night event. For the sun worshiper, a little sad that it's right around the corner because I'm in denial that fall's really here. But 7 weeks, December 7th. It's always the first Friday in December. It's our single biggest fundraiser of the year. In 13 years, we've raised over $1 million for students in our programs, and it's just a really fun event. We ask people to just relax and enjoy and leave their networking caps at home and just enjoy the great music and the great entertainment. So have some cards over there. Sponsorships are as low as $600. That will get you 2 tickets to the event. Valet parking, December event, never know what the weather's going to be like, so that's kind of good. And just really great food and a lot of great people. So cards over there, and if you have any questions, just grab me before I head out. Thanks.
Good morning. Hi, I'm Ralph Flores with Kinney's Market, VP of Operations. I'm proud to be part of the community, and Rocky will be talking about some events coming up here momentarily.
Morning, my name is Matt Blake. I'm president of a Sandler Training Center, and my company specializes in sales leadership, training, and management coaching. We work with business leaders, vice presidents of sales, professionals, anybody who's looking to establish a system when developing new business. And we do that through working on training on behavior, attitude, and technique. Again, it's through instructor-led training. And essentially we're able to establish repeatable practices when developing new business. So we literally walk side by side with our clients to ensure positive results. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Jessica Bear, and I'm a stylist for Cabby, which is a women's clothing line. And I have a variety of services where I can come into your home, or you can come to my style studio and I can help you curate your closet one piece at a time. I recently left an 18-year teaching career, so I recognize a few of your last names. I've taught a few of your children. So thank you for having me here. This is my first time here. It's been a nice, warm welcome. Thank you.
Good morning. Chris Tillman, George's on York, Bed and Breakfast. Today marks 2 years that we've been coming here. We've been open for 3 whole months. It took a while to get here, but boy, we're glad to be here. A 5-room bed and breakfast here in the middle of Taneytown, and if you haven't seen it, I know a lot of you have seen it, and if you haven't seen it, it's beautiful. You should come see it and send your friends and relatives to visit us when you don't want them staying at your house. They can come stay at ours. We are having for those of you who have been there and seen the artwork on the walls in the formal living room, we are having a reception for the gallery opening. Yeah, thank you. The artist, unfortunately deceased, is the mother of a very good friend, and some of the family will be there, and it'll be a real nice time. So if any of you want to come, that would be great. We'd love to see you there, and we'll love to get a hold of you and talk to you about it. That's on Sunday, the 28th, from 4 to 6.
I need to train my employees better. I'm Sharon Tillman. I am the other half of George's on York Bed and Breakfast in downtown Taneytown, 10 York Street. Come by and find out why it's George's without an apostrophe. I'll tell you the whole story. We are, in addition to the October 28th gallery opening for the Sylvia Jackson watercolor collection that we have hanging right now, we're looking for future artists that we can show and do receptions for, including authors, or other types of artists that are coming through Taneytown. Another plug for my side job, I am also a marketing communications consultant, so if you're in need of digital media, social media content, help with building a simple website, or just some advice on how to get going or redoing your marketing, please let me know. Thanks.
Good morning, John Wheatman with the Entrepreneur Store and business attorney. First things first, I want to mention that we had another ambassador training last week. Nice group we had there. We're up to just about 120 Taneytown ambassadors. Yeah, really good number. If you're interested in the ambassador program, see Nancy, see me. Briefly, I know we've got some new faces here. It's a fun program. You learn about the community, economic incentive programs, a little bit of history, how to be a good ambassador. You get your badge, and off you go. So it's a lot of fun. Yes. Right, right. And there's some things you can't do as an ambassador, like write tickets or negotiate trade deals, or it's not that kind of ambassador. That's an excellent point. I also want to mention that through the Entrepreneur Store and through my legal practice, we have coming up October 25th and 30th. It's 2 half days. It's the most popular seminar we do. It's our negotiation workshop. So whether you're negotiating multi-million-dollar deals or you just recognize, why do we never eat where I want to eat? This is a very popular seminar that we do. We use Harvard Law program on negotiation materials. There's some role playing. We have a whole lot of fun with it. If you want to get more out of life by winning some negotiations, talk to me about it and we'll get you signed up.
Good morning. I'm Dr. Voshan Wilkerson, and I am a recent partner to Dr. Matthew Dow, a practice that's been here in Taneytown for about 40 years. I want to let you all know that we are a practice that takes children all the way up through 100 plus years old. So if you have need for a dentist, we would happily be a part of your lives. And we do a range of general dentistry procedures in our practice, so we are pretty versatile. And we have a great staff. You would love our front desk people and our hygienists and our assistants. They're all good quality, competent people. And thank you for letting me speak to you today.
Good morning, John Hale, Taneytown ambassador, proud of that fact. Been in the real estate business for 18 years, currently affiliated with Long & Foster. Can help you with residential, commercial, land, just about any need you may have. This past summer I got licensed as an FAA drone pilot and have started a photography business called UAV Photos. Actually, it's Hale Photo Services is the legal name. If you're not familiar with drone photography, awful lot of applications. Be happy to talk to you about just about any commercial photography you may be interested in. I don't do portraits and weddings and all that gooey stuff.
Aki Herring, Kenny's Market. Meat sale, meat sale, meat sale. We have some really awesome deals coming up this Thursday at our meat sale. One that I'd like to talk about because I love it is a whole beef tenderloin. It'll be $9.99 a pound. These are peeled butt tenders. They're awesome if you like filet mignon. It's the best way to go. We'll cut them for free. There's multiple items across the bottom there. If you want whole pieces, we do cut for free, any size, any way you'd like it. I also want to talk about our new Meals in Minutes program. We have multiple meals and multiple sides in our deli that are ready to go. Microwave safe, remove the lid. I think you can even use them in the oven. So meatloafs, pork chops, chicken marsala. There's lots of great ideas. If you're needing something quick, stop in and see Kenny's Market. Thank you so much.
Good morning. I'm William Harley with Alpha Sedan Limo Service. We'd like to provide a full service transportation for weddings, bar mitzvahs, transportation to cruise ports, airports from Dulles to Philadelphia, BWI, Harrisburg, Reagan. We do Gettysburg tours. We do DC tours. Special time, everybody likes to go to DC and visit the Capitol now. So we like to assure you that we provide safe service and transportation.
Good morning, Jim Harris with Alpha Sedan Limousine. I know last week probably most of you heard about the terrible accident in upstate New York with the cars. Those companies unfortunately are out there, and just a reminder to use your due diligence. We are regulated and report to the Maryland Public Service Commission, so it is important that if you choose a provider, easily do a little bit of background check as you will with any provider coming into your house. Do your diligence to make sure no bad things happen. On a lighter note, last month we were here with our 2 new hot rods out front. Thank you for everybody who came and took a look at them. And we had 3 free hours for people who dropped their business cards in there. So this morning we're going to pull out the winner of that. I got my longer burger basket here, and somebody to help me out. If you can reach in here and pull out a card, and we'll see who's going to win the 3 hours. George's on York. There you go. All right. Well, thank you very much, and we'll have something new for next month.
I'm David Pittman, president of FSK Junior Eagles football and cheerleading here in town. We're celebrating our 49th year this year. So if you know anybody or if you yourself were a Junior Eagle, we're looking for pictures, we're looking for memorabilia, we're looking for anything that can help us celebrate our 50th next year. Tonight at 7 o'clock, we're hosting the Silver Oak Academy Rams. Tonight, come on out. It's completely free. We will have food available. Also tomorrow is Cheerleader Appreciation Day on our last home game of the season for the FSK Junior Eagles. We have one more game after that. We'll be back again on the last Saturday with the Mini Pony Bowl. We've got our 7 and 8-year-olds who normally play just half field, and they have a particular way of doing things. It's mostly instructive. They get a chance to play real football with the same rules as the older kids do for this bowl. So come on out and help support them. We're going to be there all day for that. So thank you very much, everybody.
Hi, my name is Sheila Leatherberry. I'm an advisor to the Student Government Association at Silver Oak Academy. We are having a Thanksgiving bake sale. I have put these pamphlets on the tables. Please support us. It's our culinary department that will be sponsoring this. Also, the Student Government Association, we're looking for a community service project. We are available every Wednesday from 1 to 3. So if anybody has any community service projects that you would like us to come out and help you, and they could get community service hours, please let me know.
Hi, Wilson Bounds, Nationwide Insurance here in town, as well as offices in Littlestown and Hampstead. Also CPA that has a full service accounting firm with offices here in Sykesville.
Good morning, I'm Laura Balker from The Merchandiser. We can help you market your business affordably and effectively in the local community.
Morning, everyone. Daniel Dennis with City of Taneytown. I do IT for staff, public safety, first responders.
Good morning. I'm Jacob Grunsel with the City of Taneytown, IT assistant.
We have a young lady that came in late. She drove 2 hours from Cecil County to get here. Oop, Danielle.
Hi, thank you for having me. Yes, I did drive 2 hours. I didn't realize I should have Googled this sooner. But I'm representing Congressman Harris. He wanted, someone to be out here and hear you guys. So sorry I'm late, but I am here.
Jody.
Hello, I'm Jody Thunderhead Bowl.
Just wanted to thank everybody who did come out this weekend and help us celebrate our 40th anniversary. One other thing that we did do this weekend, and we are the first in the world to launch the Kid Cannon. So when you get a chance before you leave, go down on lane 12 and check out the Kid Cannon. Go to our Facebook page. We did videotape it, but it is serial number 1. We are the very first. It shoots the 10-pin ball out about 20 mile an hour with lights and sounds and everything, and the kids just totally loved it. If the adults want to do it, more power to you. Yes, but we are in the works of getting down how we're going to use it here, how people can rent it, you know, things like that. It's not going to be something that we're just going to pass lane to lane to lane to lane. But like I said, go to our Facebook page and like our page. We do like that. But watch the video and watch the kids. It was just amazing. So also, if you check under your chairs, there's 2 tickets under there. We are giving away 2 of our 40th anniversary mugs. So if you have a ticket, just let me look at everybody. That's good on the video. That is really good on the video. All right, there's one. There's one more. There's one more.
Got a second one? Where? Yay! That means you have to come back, right? This special gal we have here, Carly Hudson, was voted the 2011 Young Philanthropist of the Year for Carroll County. She's absolutely one of the signatures of what can happen when you strive hard and you work hard. Introduce Carly Hudson.
This should be working. Oh, that's pretty impressive. All right, I think we're good. I finally understand the RSVP issue because I tell you, Nancy, I am usually one of those that does not RSVP. She knows. And so today we're a little short on folders because some of you didn't RSVP, but I guess I can't call a kettle black, right? So you might have to fight over your green folders. I also brought the cookies, so more likely you're going to fight over the cookies than you are the green folders, but those are for you as well. My name is Carly Hudson. I run a local Edward Jones practice here. I got my name right this month. But I actually want to share with you first a short story because I think if we take a second to think about why we are all here today, that we all have something in common. And I shouldn't say thing, we have someone in common. So for most of us, we are here because of Nancy. And I think she stepped out, but yes, I just said we are all here because of Nancy. And I want us to think for a second to the first time we met Nancy. Okay, think back to what that was. So she had mentioned that in 2000, it was actually 2012. I was the Youth Philanthropist of the Year, and at that point, I'd already known Nancy for maybe a year or so, probably through Dad. But at that time, I was graduating from high school. I was headed into my sophomore year. Funny how I would have done that. My freshman year at Towson University, and my tuition bill was very much so on the looming horizon for the fall semester. So in some sort of conversation, Nancy overheard that Carly needs a job. And so she said to me, come to the business breakfast. And if we know Nancy, that's usually not a request. That's a command. So I said, okay, I'll come to the breakfast. So it was a Friday, of course. I'm getting in the car, dressing nice, not really sure what to expect. I'd heard from Dad that it's a good breakfast. I said, okay. So I get here, I fix my plate, I have a seat, I sit down. We're about to, we hear from Nancy, welcome, thank you everyone for coming. Mayor McCarran says what the weather is and that it's always a good day to be in Taneytown. And I hear vaguely, I'm kind of zoned into my coffee, and she says, Carly, come here. She never told me I was going to have to stand up in front of everyone. So she pulls me up to the front, and in short, in some sort of verbiage, I said, I need a job. to everyone in the room, I need a job. So that day, after everybody did their introductions, I sat back down and a gentleman came up to me and handed me his business card. He said, call me at 1. And for some reason, I felt like that wasn't really a request either. It sounded a little bit like a command. So the rest of the day goes on. It's getting closer to 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock rolls around. I call the number on the business card, and the man on the other end says, I've got a spot for you. Can you come in on Monday? But yes, I will come in on Monday. So there are 2 points to that story. The first one is that we all come here to network. We all come here to share about our businesses, hopefully get traffic in at the doors of our businesses, grow partnerships. We can take great benefit from our time here, but I don't want any of us to discount the value that you may bring to someone else. That was a job that helped me that summer, that helped me pay for my first semester of college. So if in any way you are able to benefit someone else here, that is huge. The second piece to that story, as I was driving here today, I thought, you know, I haven't seen this man in a while who offered me that job. And sometimes he comes to the business breakfast, but it's been a while. And as I'm on my way here today, I think, I bet you he's going to be there. And he is. So Mr. Wilson Bounds had offered me that job that summer. Thank you. And how that becomes relevant to what we're talking about today is this. So over that summer, I did a lot of scanning. I did a lot of filing. I sorted a lot of files, which was what I had expected, right? A summer job in an accounting firm. And I pretty quickly realized I don't want to be an accountant. Right? But through that, we did have conversations every once in a while about finance and personal budgeting and the importance of managing money. And I remember driving home from one of these, days at the office, and thinking, someday I'm going to have to hire a financial advisor. I never thought I would be the one I was hiring. I hire myself every day now, right? So again, the importance of making those connections, and I can't give you full credit, Wilson, but that's a lot of credit for where I am now and what I'm doing, so I really appreciate that. With that said, what I have for us today is to talk a little bit about retirement. Now, I spent a lot of time trying to figure how to communicate to a room of this size and to a wide demographic of individuals. There are people in this room of very different ages. There are people in this room of very different backgrounds that trying to stand up here and explain to you how to invest your money, I'd actually probably be arrested. I'd probably be fired because I would be giving you false advice, right? Not doing my fiduciary duty. So if that is the case, what I've done here is I've almost split us slightly into 2 groups. One of those groups is for those of you that are preparing for retirement. You have not yet, quote, retired, whatever that means to you. You're still working. There are some of us in this room that are living in retirement, right? You have retired, you're volunteering, maybe you're working part-time. So as we talk today, we're going to try to connect these conversations to both of those groups. If at one point it seems like she's saying something and it doesn't apply to me, bear with me, I'm probably going to say something after that does. So when it comes to talking about retirement, there are really 3 things that I want to focus on, and I really encourage you to please ask questions as we go along. So if something pops in your head, raise a hand, shout it out, and that way we can talk about it, because I think if we get to the end, we might just have too much, or maybe I did a great job and we have nothing. Okay, so the 3 things that I hear most often in my office, and before I forget, Nancy, what's my time look like? Till people start walking out or falling asleep. Okay, all right. There are really 3 questions that I get. The first one is, how much do I save? How much do I save for retirement? And that applies, again, in both situations. Maybe you're preparing for retirement. Maybe you're living in retirement, and we need to talk about how do you have enough money to last through the rest of your life, right? Question number 2 is, okay, I figured out how much I need to save, but where do I put it? Where does it go? I hear about these 401ks and a 403b and an IRA, and somebody said something about annuities, and I really just don't understand, where does it go? The third question is then, well, then what do I do with it? Okay, I've put it somewhere, I've saved it, but what do I do? What investments do I follow? Do I need to watch the market every day? Please don't, okay? Those are those big three questions that we have. So the first one we're going to tackle is how much do I save? So you should have a green folder in front of you. And if you do not, unfortunately this table here has none. So just don't listen. No, I'm just kidding. We'll share, okay? I have a couple people here that have heard some of these things already too. Oh, we've got extras. We've got extras. Wonderful. Okay. There is a retirement calculator in that folder. Who else needs one here? We got one more. Pat, you want one there? Take out that retirement calculator. It's an extra. You're good. There you go, Betsy. Okay. And I want to see if there's anybody that can spot a problem. There's a problem with this retirement calculator, and I don't just mean a math problem, but an issue. Can anybody spot what that might be? That's a good one. There is going to have to be a little bit of manual work here. No, it only goes to age 60. Okay? And I do know that there are some people in this room who are over 60. So, no pointing fingers. Okay? So we're going to have to make a couple adjustments there. But for those that are under 60, and then I will tailor this for those that are over 60, the point here is we're going to try to figure out what do you need to save for retirement. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out what is it that your money does over time. So if you flip to the one side, that says time in the market matters. So up at the top it says time in the market matters, and it goes from 25 to 60. I want you to slide that little bar. You're going to pull the bottom, pull that bottom. Can I borrow yours? Thank you. Okay. You're going to pull this piece on the bottom, right, to your age. Okay. So I'm actually on the other end. I'm not even on this. I'm 24. Okay. All right, so I'm on the other end of this spectrum. But if I were to pull it to 25, then I'm going to look at the base here, and I'm going to see what the value of $10,000 would do over time based on 4 different potential growth values, 2%, 4, 6, and 8, okay? This gives us a perspective of understanding if we put $10,000 in the market today, where would it be when I retire at 65? Okay, so you can pull that thing here. If you want to see what that looks like, if you're over 65 and you say, well, I just want to know what growth looks like in 10 years. Okay, well then I want you to backtrack that little bar 10 years. 65 minus 10, put it at the 55, and you can take a look at it that way. So some of us might say, well, this sounds great, but I don't really have $10,000 to put in the market right now and see what happens. Okay, so let's flip to the other side. Monthly investing. This is often much more doable. It's a way for us to invest systematically. It's a way for us to automatically just set up investing so it comes right out of your bank account. You don't even think about it. That's the way I do it, okay? Monthly investing. So again, we've got 3 different spots here, and you're going to base that on how much you want to save per month. So if you say, you know what, I think I can afford $100 a month right now, and then find that age, and again, check that number at the bottom. So for example, thank you, Frank. Okay, if I want to put $250 a month away and I am 40 years old, by the time I retire, it's going to show me how much I would have invested over that time and what that could potentially look like depending on those growth rates. Okay, questions about that? Anything? No? Okay. This becomes an important tool for a couple of reasons, and I hope this is of value to you because, again, I can't stand up here and say, okay, everybody put $400 a month away, invest it like this, and it'll be this much when you retire. I would be fired for saying that, okay? I would be guaranteeing some level of return, and I can definitely not do that. So what the point here is that we want to tailor this strategy, your investment strategy, your savings strategy to you based on your age, based on potential growth of that money. When we say 2%, well, maybe that's where you're comfortable. Maybe you say, nope, I'm ready to take on more risk. I'll look at an 8% growth, okay? And we can do that too. So this is a tool for you to take with you. If for some reason you don't have one, let me know. I think everybody does. But if you don't, I will send one to you. So that helps us address the idea of how much do I save, okay? How much do I save? What would that look like? The question still becomes, okay, I know what it looks like if I save it, but when it says at 65 I'd have $400,000, is that enough, right? And we'll come back to that. The second question we want to tackle is where do I put it? So I often find that individuals are on one end of a spectrum or another. They say there are so many options. I have my 401k at work, and I have my IRA, and I have some other savings plans, and I also have a part-time business, so I think I want to open something there or full-time. there are so many options, I'm just not sure what to do. On the flip side, some of us feel the other way. We feel like, well, I'm self-employed. I don't have a 401k. I don't have any of these plans and opportunities available to me. Well, the thing is, you do. We just got to figure out, where do you put your money, right? There is a piece of a document in your folder on the right-hand side in the back, and this is a test for my assistant Katie, who put these together to see if she actually put it all the same in all the folders. She usually does. Okay, that says the power of tax deferral. I actually brought this with me because just last week I had an individual who was saying, well, why would I put my money in a tax-deferred account? And why wouldn't I just put it in a regular account? Why wouldn't I just put it into a traditional brokerage account and forget about the IRA? This is why, okay? So when we talk about tax deferral, what that means is that you are putting money into your account pre-tax. Your 401k works like this. Your 403bs work like this. Your traditional IRAs work like this. Occasionally you can have Roths in your 401ks, but we're not talking about those, okay? When you put money into these accounts, that money goes in pre-tax, meaning you have not paid taxes on those funds. Not only that, but year to year, you're still not paying taxes. Each year there is no taxable event. By the time you retire or you decide to take money out of the account, it is at that time that you pay taxes on this money. So again, people wonder, well, why don't I just put it in a Roth and I'll pay the taxes first and then it'll be tax-free in the end? That's still a tax benefit, absolutely. But if we look at these two columns, the blue one is going to be a non-taxable, I apologize, a taxable account. The blue column is going to be a taxable account, meaning I put my money in, any earnings I make on my money each year gets taxed. The green column is going to be a non-taxable account. Any money I make, any earnings I make, is just going to consistently stay tax deferred until I take that money out. With me so far? Okay. The real difference happens in the fact that there's this wonderful thing called compounding. If anybody knows anything about Warren Buffett, think compounding, okay? The whole idea there is that when you have a tax-deferred account, those earnings each year are earning on themselves. You haven't taken any tax out, you haven't paid anything on those, you haven't distributed, you're simply earning taxes. Wouldn't that be nice? You're simply earning on your earnings. And the difference is maybe not so much year to year. You might wonder, man, I just wish I would have paid those taxes and I just have that money now. But if we look at those three columns over the course of 10, 20, 30 years, that makes a big difference. A big difference, okay? So when you have an option and you're wondering, where do I put my money? Tax deferral may be a way to go. It may be a way for you to look at something that's going to provide you even more money in the end. We all like more money, right? So let's figure an account that's going to help us get there. So we've run through those first two questions a little bit more quickly. The third one is the one that becomes more involved, and that is, what do I do with it? Okay, I know how much to save. I know where to put it now, but what do I do with it once it's in there, right? And this is something that I think I often take for granted a little bit from my perspective, because fortunately for me, I jumped right into this career out of college. So for me, figuring out where to invest my money and what to do with it seems very natural. That's what I've been doing for over 2 years, and I've been trained very heavily to do so. So when someone sits across from me and they wonder, man, I'm watching this market these last couple of days, right? Okay, and I am just, it scares me. I just want to take all of my money out. And someone sits across from me and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of scary, right? But it's my job to talk about, why are we in the market? What is our plan? What is the strategy? Where are we headed? And taking money out at this time might be the worst thing you could do, right? So we're going to talk about the rules of the road. And we call it the road because it is a bumpy one sometimes, right? So if you pull the piece of paper on your right side of your folder in the front, I believe, it says rules of the road. On your tables, there's also a very nice color-copied, color-printed piece that details these rules of the road also. Fortunately, I do not have enough for everyone here today. You have the one-pager, but these are free for you to take too if you argue over them, right? Joe might sell it to you. I don't know, okay? If that's the case, if you want one of these afterwards, let me know. But we're going to focus on 3 steps, 3 of these rules of the road, because we just don't have time to focus on all 10. All right. The first one we're going to talk about is understanding risk. And I brought this one up just again because we've seen, if you're watching the news, if you're watching the market, if you're watching your portfolios, you might know that this week was maybe a little bumpy. Not anything we don't expect in the least, but maybe a little bumpy. So when we talk about understanding your risk, that's really important, right? We want to know how comfortable you are with risk when it comes to your money. So you've saved, you know how much you're saving, you've now put it in a traditional IRA, but what do you do with it then? What do we invest in? What do we purchase? Okay? When we talk about understanding risk, there are really 2 things to think about. Number 1 is how comfortable are you with risk? So I get 2 different phone calls on days like yesterday. One is, oh my good golly, I am terrified. What have you done with my money? I don't understand what I'm paying you for. Please take it all out, right? That's one of them. I don't get many of those. I train my clients well. The other one is, hey, heard things were on sale today. I'd like to buy more, right? So those are 2 different ones. And that is a pure example of what it means to be comfortable with risk. I want to understand how comfortable you are with risk. I want to understand how comfortable you are with risk. Because when we're building an investment portfolio, it doesn't matter how comfortable I am, because I'm pretty darn comfortable. I'll watch it go up and down all day. It depends how comfortable you are. So the way I do that is we have a 6-part questionnaire that says, we're really secret, asking the same question 6 different ways. But the point there is to really drill down on what is your behavior, what does it look like if the market were to be up, if the market were to be down. So that ahead of time, I can start understanding what your response may be. There's one question on there that I really nail down on, and it's what I just said. Are you going to call me to buy more? Or are you going to call me and tell me to take it all out, right? That's how comfortable you are with risk. Sometimes we don't even know what that is. Maybe you don't know how comfortable you are with risk. Look online, check a couple other places, see what they say about what that spectrum, what that scale might look like, and start to understand what your tolerance is. The other piece to that is required risk. Okay, so there are goals that we set when it comes to our money that might require a level of risk. So if you look on that retirement calculator and it says 2%, 4%, 6%, 8%, well, everybody here is going to say, yeah, heck yeah, 8%. I want the high end, right? But we also know that with more reward comes more risk. And maybe that's what's required. If you are nearing retirement, retirement is looking closer to you, and you feel like you don't have enough saved, you might not be very comfortable with risk because you want to make sure you have money to have there when you're ready to retire. But you might be required to take on a little bit more to help you meet your goal. Comfort and what's required. On the flip side, you might be very comfortable with risk, and you might say, just risk it all, retirement's only next year, no big deal. Well, what's required might really not be that. We might be able to take a step back and say, no, we don't need to take on that much risk. Let's focus on what your income strategy is going to be in retirement, and realize that we want to preserve more of our money, not risk more of our money. Comfort with risk and required risk, okay? The next thing we're going to talk about, let me see which rule this one is going to be 3. Rule number 3. Diversify for a solid foundation. I don't remember the statistic, but I'd read it recently that the value of asset allocation, meaning how is your money invested and what sectors, what assets do you have, can be almost the #1 driver of success for your investments. Not necessarily how long you are in the market. Yes, that is right up there. It's not how can you time the market. It's not what investments per se you purchased. It's as a whole, how have you allocated those that's going to help you reach your goal. So what I mean by asset allocation is this. If I have an IRA at the bank, and I have a 401k at work, and I've got another IRA over here, and I've got a Roth there, and I've got 6 different retirement accounts. Am I diversified? Maybe. Not necessarily. Why not necessarily? What if I own Apple stock in every single one of those? I'm not diversified at all. I'm diversified in terms of my advisors. I like working with Jim and Jack and Jane and Jill, right? But that doesn't matter if the market goes down. I've got Apple stock in every single one of them. Diversification comes down to the assets that you own, not where you own them. So we've said how much we saved, we know where to put them. It's what you hold in it now that's going to help you diversify. So when we build portfolios, we're focusing on 5 different categories in your portfolio. Whether you are 24, you are 74, you are 94. There are 5 different categories that we're going to focus on. The first one is cash. The market goes up, the market goes down. At all times, there should be some level of cash in your portfolio, or cash-like investments, CDs, money market, maybe even on a growth spectrum, we're looking at 2%, 5%, something like that. The next one is income. What investments are going to provide you income? They're not going to ride those market waves like you're on a roller coaster. It's more like, you know, the bumpy hills of smooth Carroll County, okay? That's going to be your income investments that are going to provide you and generate interest and dividends over time, preserve more of your money, but still have some sort of return. Growth and income is going to be most likely your biggest category for most of the people in this room. Most of the people, I did not say all, most of the people in this room, is growth and income. What are those investments that are going to provide us some potential growth, but also going to provide us that consistent income over time as well? They're going to be a little bumpier, but not as bumpy as growth, which is our next one. When we're talking about growth investments, those are going to be your large cap funds. Those are going to be maybe your stocks. Those are going to be your Apple holding. That's going to be your technology companies. Those are those that maybe take on more risk. We're going to see more fluctuation in the value, but we're willing to take on that risk for the potential growth. And the last one is aggressive growth. What is it that you're going to hold in that category that's going to provide you potential for really great growth over time? It's going to be a bumpy ride. So when somebody says, I'm not very comfortable with risk, I just watched the news yesterday, everything is failing, we don't hold very much in aggressive growth, if any, okay? So those are those 5 parts when we talk about asset allocation. So for example, just to put it in some sort of perspective, if you are in your very early earning years, you are maybe 40 and younger, 35 and younger, you're going to hold a majority of your funds in the growth and income categories. Yes, you're going to have aggressive as well, but we're not putting majority there per se. Again, depending on how comfortable you are. If you are 64, 65, you're in those later retirement years, or not later retirement, later earnings years, okay, you're nearing retirement, we don't necessarily need to hold quite as much there, but we still want some. One of the biggest risks, and this is key for those of you that are living in retirement or very near to retirement, is that we talk so much about how to get there. We talk so much about how to save and aggressive growth and grow, and then we get there, and then we just kind of stop talking about it. We kind of stop talking about the fact that our money still needs to grow as we live in retirement. There's this wonderful thing, this evil thing called inflation that will not go away, right? Sometimes it's higher, sometimes it's lower, but if you've retired and you no longer have your portfolio in anything oriented towards growth, inflation's going to beat you. It's going to beat you every time, right? The value of your money is going to be less in the future. The point of all of this is that no matter what stage you are in, the allocation of your assets is extremely important, and it needs to be tailored to you. Questions about that? Nobody's going to say anything. Okay, number 3, which leads right into that, is developing your strategy. So one of the things that I tell my clients is this: it's important to know what you're paying for when you're working with an advisor, and who you are paying for. Whom you are paying for, okay? And if that's the case, what I mean by that is this: there are so many of us that fall into this idea that I had a 401k plan that I could call a 1-800 number. They tell me, I can call that number anytime and tell them to change my investments. If that is what you like and that works for you, great, stay there. If you want somebody who can build you a strategy and understand what is most important to you and make sure your money is following that, your 1-800 number for your 401k plan is probably not going to do that. So the reason I harp on this is this: if you are working with somebody that you love, that you just, there is nothing to complain about that relationship, tell other people. Because there are so many people that are sitting next to you that do not have that right now. If you are working with somebody that you feel like, wow, I think there's more to this relationship, I haven't heard from them. If I ask you what's your financial advisor's name and you can't say it, that means you probably don't have much of a relationship with them. And if that's the case, demand more. You're the customer, right? You are the person. This is your money. This is your money that you have worked very hard for, that you expect to live on for the rest of your life. And if you don't have a relationship with somebody who's going to provide you and value what you value just the same, you're paying too much for it, even if the cost is free. Okay? So we've talked about how much you save, where do you put it, and then what do you do with it? And this piece details many more strategies in terms of the basic rules of what that road looks like. With that said, there are a couple other materials in your folder, but I please encourage you to ask any questions that you might have. I probably talked very quickly, which is typical of me. And if that's the case, then you get to work earlier. But we can absolutely ask questions, and if you have questions that you don't want to ask in front of a group, I have one piece over here that just says, tell me a little bit more about yourself and how I can help you. Thank you. Questions? Yes?
Carly, when you talked about, especially right now, do not pull your money, do not pull your money out of your investments right now, because then you'll hit what I did in 2008. My father had given me a good bit of money, and I lost $200,000. $200,000, which I could really use right now. I have grown it through Edward Jones, and I had to get rid of my financial advisor because I was not advised very well. He saw me once a year, but to call me, forget it. So I gave up that money to come to Edward Jones. And I recommend you doing work with them because they are really good. So it's no question, but it's a warning. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. I appreciate that.
Comments, questions for Carly?
I did well.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Welcome, Danielle, from Congressman Harris's office for driving 2 hours to get here. See you guys next month. Matt, we'll have you on, right? So, thank you.
Just one more thing. It is Breast Cancer Month, so it is time to save the tatas. We do have a raffle up here. It's $1 a raffle. We will be drawing that this evening. It's $150 worth of stuff in a tote bag at the side of the counter. So if anybody'd like to buy one, step up and see me. Thank you.